Hello, everyone. Thank you for clicking on this video. So it's been a while since I've done a thoughts from the couch video, and sitting down to record it, I wasn't 100% sure which direction I wanted to go. So when I'm sitting down to record this, basically it's the 29th. It is in about 3 days, 2 or 3 days, we're going to be in the new year. And the last few years have been a roller coaster. I think it's safe to say it's been a lot going on in the world. And even in Second Life, there's been a few changes. But we're still here. Well, if you're watching this video, you're still here. I'm still here. And thank God for that. And I kind of wanted to just, I guess reflect on this year that we're leaving and then kind of talk about, I'm not going to say goals or resolutions or anything like that because I usually don't do them. And it's because everybody sits down and they have all these resolutions they're going to do. And then they kind of forget about it a week later into the new year. But overall, what I've been really wanting to do is be more, I guess, positive with myself. I tend to always, I have a bad habit of putting myself down, and I really want to work on that. I want to work on getting out of my shell because I happen to be a homebody and shy. And well, I want to change that a little bit. I also, am in a real life relationship, and I always want to, make sure I'm the best version of myself for myself so that, my relationship continues to grow. Because I believe, when you're in a relationship, you should obviously work on it. And how do I say this? I don't believe you should put so much of yourself into a relationship to where that's your entire identity. When I was in my early 20s, because actually soon, like my birthday is January 7th, I'm going to be 30 years old. And I used to want to put so much of myself into every relationship. And I had to learn that I was exhausting myself, always worrying, always stressing, always trying to put so much of myself into every type of relationship I was in. It was honestly exhausting. So at this current point in time, I'm working on being a better version of myself so that I'm not exhausting myself, stressing myself out in these relationships or in my relationship. I'm in one relationship. And so, yeah, I don't know if that made any sense, but God, I'm going to be 30. And I don't know, like when people talk about reaching this age, specifically for women, it's like, it always feels like you're just going to grow old on the spot, honestly. And a lot of people dread it and they stress out about it. But to be really honest, my early 20s and my teen years were not the most positive experiences. Like even in high school, we were poor. Like it was not a fun time. And I was also catching like three buses to get to school because I was doing dual enrollment. So we were poor. I was doing dual enrollment. So I had like twice the workload. And it was just, it was really stressful. And then in college, I was, broke. Like I think I had about $10 a week to eat off of. And luckily, I was in the culinary program. So I ate at school pretty often. And I had, whatever $10 at home to eat off of. So ramen noodles was my jam. Thank God for it because otherwise, I don't know if I would have ate. But anyway, I guess this has really become like a self reflection and slash stressing about turning 30 slash being glad I'm not in my early 20s. It's really weird because even though I am getting older, I'm going to be 30, I still would not go back to my early 20s and teens. And I guess it's nice knowing who I am. Like I happen to be bisexual and it's nice not worrying about that or like I was deep in the closet honestly until I was about 25 years old. I come from the Bible Belt and very religious family to this day. They don't really understand being bisexual. It's kind of like one or the other. And because I'm in a relationship with a man, it's like they see that as me being straight and it's a win for them. But no one's really here to, listen to all that. Anyway, but as far as reflection and Second Life goes, I've been playing Second Life in games like Second Life. For example, originally I played IMVU and I played it when I was in a really dark place. So games like IMVU and Second Life, this is probably gonna sound bad, but I honestly think it saved my life. I was in a really, really dark place. And I'm not gonna talk about some of the things I was going through at the time. And when I say things I was going through, I don't mean like being broken and stuff. I mean, there was some really intense things going on in my life. And because I had a virtual space, because I had video games, and I also read a lot, those combinations of things really saved my life mentally because I was really poor. So, like, therapy obviously wasn't an option. And I happen to be black in real life, just like my avatar. And, in those communities, especially at that time, they don't really like mental health and therapy and stuff like that just aren't really in the cards for you. Black communities, they don't really talk about therapy. They don't talk about your mental health. They don't talk about, anxiety or depression or things like that. And so I was able to escape to these virtual spaces and create this little bubble. And it really was like, in some ways it was therapeutic, in other ways it saved my life. And most importantly, it gave me friendships. And I know some people think that you shouldn't really put so much into those virtual spaces and online friends and all this stuff. But listen, for somebody like me that was a homebody and had all this stuff going on and deeply closeted, it was so vital that I had that space, even if it was just online. Because, being your authentic self is not always an option in real life. And so I'm glad that even though in my current life right now, I am out and I am more comfortable financially and in a fantastic relationship with somebody I love so much. Like it's amazing. But with all that being said, I'm still really glad this space exists because even though I might not be in a place to where it's currently saving my life, because right now, I could live without Second Life or IMVU. But there is somebody else out there who maybe right now, this virtual space, it's really like helping their mental health like it was for me at the time. And I hope it continues to grow and thrive and, because quite frankly, there's somebody else out there that may need it, especially with the state of the world right now. There are many places that are opening up and people are getting back to the loved ones, but that's, not everybody feels comfortable going out and being out in the world. And yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on all that. I just I've seen so many videos and so many, friends tell me, well, and online friends tell me like, "Oh, I don't know if I would have made it through the without like whatever online spaces, might it be The Sims or IMVU or Second Life." They said basically these places were how they were still being around their friends because they couldn't be around anybody in real life. And, people are very social beings, even people with social anxiety, even homebodies, even introverts. Like, people are, people need some kind of social contact every once in a while. I know a lot of people like their space, but everyone every once in a while need a bit of like social interaction. And so yeah, I'm really glad Second Life is still around after what, almost 20 years I think. And I'm really glad IMVU is still around. I don't know how old it is, but it has been around for a very long time. And also, Sims isn't really as much of a like, it's not an online thing. It's more of a, like one on one thing. But it's one of those things that's really important to me. Like, it's up there. Even though I probably, no, there's been times where I've not played Second Life for like years, but I always seem to come back to it. And same thing for IMVU. I've not been in IMVU for a very long time, but it was very, very important to my mental health at one point. However, Sims, on the other hand, it has always been like my go-to thing where I can just have my own world, have my own space, and it is so amazing. Plus, you don't need internet connection to play it, but you do need internet connection to download it. But I don't know. There's also been periods of time where I've not played it. However, I will say it's really important and I probably couldn't do without it. I mean, technically, yes, I could. Like, it's not vital to my actual health, but like mentally, it's really, really important to me. I don't know where this is going. I think I had a goal for this video and I just kind of went completely left field. But anyway, and yeah, I hope it continues to grow and thrive. And also, one thing that I want to say I've noticed maybe over the last year or 2 years ish, I've noticed there's been a lot more like people of color joining. And when I say people of color, I mean actual people of color. Don't get me wrong. Like, for a while, I would see people of color, but most of the time it was somebody who was white behind the avatar. And I'm going to be really honest. I really like don't care. But at the same time, it's nice seeing such an uptick of people of color that are actually people of color. And they're not just like dressing up their avatar to be black. And like I said, I really don't care like if somebody's white and they decide they want to have a black avatar, like do you? There are people that come here because they want to be furries or they want to role play as a kid or they want to be a dragon, like whatever. I'm not going to judge you. There are some people who can't be their real self in real life, so they come here to be that in Second Life. I get it. However, some like having played it for as long as I have, when I first started playing, a lot of the times I feel like my avatar was kind of the only black one in the circles that I ran in. And I would see another person of color, but then they turn out to be, like a white person in real life. And it was like, okay, I guess it's nice to at least have another black avatar, even though you're white in real life. And again, I don't want to step on toes. Like, do you, whatever. I'm just saying, I like that there is an uptick in people of color. And I'm noticing not even just black people. It seems like I'm seeing other types of people of color showing up as well. And it's really nice. It's refreshing, having different types of people pop up. And I hope that continues to be the case. Let's see, what else? I've not really been playing anything like any virtual online spaces like Second Life. Like, I don't know. The same ones have pretty much always existed. IMView and Second Life have kind of always led the race when it comes to virtual online spaces. And I know there's that whole, what do they call it? The meta something, the thing that Facebook has, but I don't have an Oculus, and $300 is a lot of money for something that I'm probably not going to use. I don't really play shooter games, and I like Second Life because even though I can immerse myself in it, it's not preventing me from, I don't know, seeing, hearing what's going on around me. I don't know, it's weird. I like to be immersed in my games, but not that immersed. And I don't play shooters. And I don't always want to do voice. So something like this is good for me. And I'm not tried that. And I don't know how well it's doing, so I can't really speak on it. I'm mostly talking about it because it is an online virtual space. And I've seen people mention it in Second Life here or there in different group chats. I'm kind of curious, but not curious enough to spend like $300 on the glasses or whatever it is. I guess the headpiece. I don't know. I know Second Life tried to do something like that, and it was up for a while. I think it was called Sansar, but again, I didn't get the glasses, and I kind of think that maybe if they held off and waited to do it, and maybe it would have gotten more visitors. And I think they kind of thought that people would see this new shiny thing and leave Second Life and jump to it, but it's not the same. It's really not the same. And again, not everybody wants to spend $300 for the Second Life experience just with glasses. You know, some people have been building their inventory for a long time. They already have their houses or their land or their places they like to hang out. Some people don't even spend money. They get the free stuff, they make their avatar look decent because honestly, right now, if you follow the right groups, if you know where to look, you can make a really cute avatar for free or for very little linden. And so it's just yeah, not everybody wants to spend money in Second Life like that. And that's okay. And even though I do spend money in Second Life, maybe not like that, but I do, I still don't want to spend $300 on those glasses. I'm going to be very real. Anyway, so moving on from that, and I really cannot think of what that thing is called. I think it's meta. I want to say metaverse, but I don't, that doesn't sound right. But anyway, yeah, I just kind of wanted to reflect on real life a little bit and on the virtual spaces a little bit. I really should see what's going on with IMVU these days because I've not played it or logged in so long, mostly because there's so many kids now. And when I say kids, I mean like it seems like there's a lot of kids, teenagers. And I don't know, it's just different vibes these days. And I don't really have friends that log in anymore, so I wouldn't even know where to look to find my kind of people. And people don't really role play over there like they used to. After IMView got rid of the fan fiction, not fan fiction, the role play forum section, it wasn't the same. Anyway, I feel like I've been rambling for a while. Anyway, happy New Year. I hope next year is brighter and better for everyone. Happy New Year. I hope you had a great holiday. And if you don't celebrate, I hope you had a great Saturday. Yeah. Also, my social medias, they will be flashing across the screen as I speak. I'm trying to be more active on Twitter. I'm also setting up a Discord. I was really nervous about it because I'm not really sure who would want to join it. But you know what? We're just gonna. I want to be more about. I don't want to say about myself, but I really want to work on my channel and I want to grow my channel and I want to have a space for my channel. I try to be supportive of other YouTubers that make content similar to mine, and I will continue to do that. I really want to create my own space, my own YouTube little space. And I am doing that, but I want to do the things I want to do and not worry about it. So we're going to work on that. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's just one of those things I want to do. Anyway, thank you for clicking on this video. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.